But how do you navigate, your queerness and being a member of, and being a Christian? Because I said that because obviously, we grow
I'm not a
up,
Christian, part-time Christian.
huh?
Part-time Christian.
Because I hear people all the time. They're always like, we grew up in like gay is bad. If you're gay, you're
Yes.
going to hell.
Uh,
Pray away the gay. Uh, they're not gonna let any sissies and punks into the pearly gates. Like all of these things. We saw there was actually downtown the other day in Chicago, last weekend. There was a Jesus group who was down there during one of the the pride events, and they had their drums and they were like, playing the drums, and they were like
I
they
love
had
a crazy Christian.
the pride flag with Jesus written across it. So like, how do you navigate that? Having faith, your faith, in Christ, but also, hey, I'm queer.
True. I've actually been fortunate enough to exist in churches that hasn't been so wildly homophobic. The church I don't even like. The church I grew up in wasn't like that. The small church that I went to here wasn't like that, and even a bigger one I go to here isn't like that. And sometimes I don't even like saying that out loud because I don't want nobody to go to them churches and be like, "Why y'all not telling them they're going to hell?" But I think that it is a way to navigate both. I think that it's no one person or thing that I believe in 100%, or that is for me 100%. Let's explain it. When I'm around Black people, sometimes they don't fuck with my Christianness. Sometimes when I'm with Christians, just so embarrassing, they don't fuck with my Blackness. They're not able to stand up for my Blackness. And so sometimes I'm with the gays. Sometimes I'm with the gays, and they don't fuck with my Christianness either. And so I'm always around people that don't fuck with a part of me. It's hard to find people that fuck with Blackness, fuck with queerness, fuck with Christianity, fuck with the universe, or fuck with figuring out who you are. And I think that I've been able to navigate that. The way that I'm able to navigate that is just because it's something that I'm used to. I'm used to people not fucking with me wholly. I'm used to people fucking with me for the parts of me that they fuck with me for.
I hope you guys listen to that and like really hear that, and then I need y'all to really start thinking of how you approach the relationships in your. And I'm talking to my Black folks, right? There will be another conversation when we talk about you white Christians, because a lot of y'all are super problematic. You're inherently racist. You're inherently misogynistic. We see a lot of it during what just happened with the Don't Say Gay bills, with these gun laws, how you want to protect these gun laws, and then you want to send thoughts and prayers when a bunch of kids get killed. We've seen it now with the latest Roe versus Wade. So we'll get to that in a upcoming episode about just Christianity as whole, but white Christianity, right? We'll talk.
It's wild.
It's super wild, and it's the evangelical, and it's not like we're not talking about. I'm sorry, we're here. We got to sit in it for a little bit. It's not, and being that you're in the Bible Belt, it's not necessarily even like your southern white. Like when you think of whiteness and racism in Christianity, a lot of people think of like the Southern Baptist churches. No, it's like your evangelical churches, even some of your bigger platform churches like Hillsong and places like that. Now, it may seem like they're all inclusive, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, watch what they're silent on. Watch what they don't choose to speak out on. Watch the conversations that they don't want to be involved with. And
that speaks a lot.
And then follow their paper trail and watch what they donate to.
Great points. All great points.
Yes.
When I think about my thing with white Christianity is the way that they're not able to. I'm radical, but my radicalness, I believe, comes from being a Christian, and it comes from being from Chicago. And I think that when Black people are radical, they act so shocked and so surprised. And it's like your Jesus was radical.
Yeah.
Your Jesus didn't do things the way that things supposed to been done. He came and shifted some shit. And he tried to talk about the shit. And if that didn't work, he had to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And I think that when they look at us as aggressive or us as being too passionate about something and it bothers them, I think that that is really unfair and it gets to me. Also, I went to a small white church here and I recently had to leave it, which was really heartbreaking and devastating. And I'm going to tell you one thing that I had to sit through being at that church. When we went to COVID happened, we at home, and I'm embarrassed to talk about it, but also don't give a fuck. Watch this. We were sitting in church at COVID and talking about the riots and stuff. And, me sitting there with a bunch of white folks, small white church. I'm sorry, diverse church. Everybody's not white. They're from all over the world. And let's be honest, racism is worldwide. Racism isn't just about an American thing. And so we sit in this Zoom and we having these conversations. And one of the things I had to sit through was, I don't like telling people business.
It's okay.
You messy. You are so messy. My pastor asks, how do y'all feel about what's going on in the world? And everyone just get to speaking, and me being like the only Black American that's in here, I was like really, really tough. And they just made one of the conversations about just because you do one wrong thing doesn't mean that you should be in trouble. With this one white American woman said, I work in hospitals, and I'm sure that a decision that I've made have taken a life, but I don't think that I shouldn't be able to ever work again.
Ooh,
and I was supposed to sit through that and listen, but I chose to eat her up and let her know, no, maybe you should be fired as well. And maybe all the people that are attached to the Black women dying through pregnancy, they should be going to jail as well and not being able to practice, because you are looking at Black people as someone who's able to tolerate pain at a higher level, which is completely bullshit. And so you're dehumanizing us. You're making us look like we're not normal people. We are able to fight tougher fights and go through anything. And it's like,
that's more pain.
It's bullshit. And if you fuck up one time because someone is Black, you shouldn't have your job.
I agree. And then the last thing I'll say on that, woo, this is so good. We're going to make people mad this week. That's okay. The last thing that I'll say on this is y'all got to stop. And this is to my white Christians out there. When these issues happen and there's people who you are supposedly in community with who are Black, right? You guys have to stop saying, oh, just pray. It's just Jesus. Just give it to Jesus. Because if you were a true follower of Jesus, you knew that Jesus would be out here tearing it up too. You know that Jesus was a true activist. Jesus was going
in the streets. That nigga
Come on, he was in the streets being like, wait, what? Y'all, that's tradition. Nah, I don't rock with tradition. This is how we're going to do it. He was like, even when his disciples was like, Jesus, they're trying to come to you. Like, we trying to keep them away. He's like, nah, bring them to me. So Jesus was about it. Jesus had that Fred Hampton in him. He was like, we are the revolution. For y'all to sit here and be like, just Jesus, that's just you wanting to use your silence. And as we know, silence is compliance.
I stand with you, my brother.
And there will be another topic. One day we'll get to the Black Christians and how y'all handle the LGBTQ community, because that's an episode in itself. Hello?
True.